What is going on, everybody? This is your man, Big B, Brian Hanley, along with my boy, CC, Chris Claiborne, and this is Instant Replay. This has been about, I want to know, what would you say, Chris? Maybe a year in the making, us trying to put this thing together?
Yeah, we've had some magic before. We just never put it on out there for the people.
That's basically what it is. I mean, and we go back 25 years, people. He was the first person that I met at Kansas State. When I went to Kansas State in spring of 1997, Chris was the first guy I met. It's been downhill ever since. My life has not been the same. It's been bad, but that's okay. That's okay. I feel like we can turn this thing around, Chris. We can turn it around.
I completely disagree. I feel like I was the only positive influence and, responsible for where you are right now.
I understand. I understand. Well, just so everybody knows, man, we are going to give you a lot of stuff. We're going to give you sports. We're going to give you some pop culture. And more importantly, we're going to give you some laughs. And not enough laughs in the world, Chris. Not enough laughs.
Nah, I already
You
see
know,
gummy bears in the chat, ready to laugh already.
ready to laugh. And that's going to be the thing. It's going to be a lot of interaction with you people out there because a lot of people are going to be on here talking to us and we're going to interact with you. So let's get into this thing. Let's get into this. So
Let's do it.
first off, we have had arguments. We've had conversations. We've had all of this stuff about Deion Sanders. I am pro Deion. Look, I support Deion. I've got blenders. I love my blenders. I am a Deion supporter. I think what he's doing is outstanding. I don't know if it's sustainable to just do transfer portal stuff. But I love Deion. I
I
love him.
got some I got some blenders for Christmas, and I think I'm already done with them. At this point, because I can't continue to support it. I have waited for a platform to tell the world what I think of Prime, and now's my chance. Like I don't know. I think the record shows it all. I think that he's not doing what he's supposed to, which is actually coaching and developing the kids. Rating everybody from a transfer portal and getting them on the TikTok and having them go viral is awesome. But they can't win any football games. They couldn't play any defense. They couldn't block anybody. It was all hype. You know my take on it. I couldn't say enough.
Now, here's the thing, though. Did we? I mean, you're a football person, or you're supposed to be a football person. I'll,
Right,
I'll, I'll
right.
preface it with that. You're supposed to be a football person. Did anybody really think that he was going to be good? If you looked at the roster, did you really think that they were going to be any good? I'd said it a million times. If they won 6 games, he should be coach of the year. Absolute coach of
Oh,
the year. That roster was horrible. We all knew they won 1 game last year. 1 game. And
and
yay, turned it all over. But come on, man.
and if everybody had held that expectations at that same level, I'm in. But what they did is they played TCU. The hype got up, the train got rolling, got some momentum, and everybody started putting these ridiculous expectations. If you would have stayed level headed and said, look, 6 games, he's coach of the year, 4 games, our expectation. He beats TCU, a Power Five school, obviously way down on talent early in the year. And people went crazy. People thought he turned water into wine, and he's throwing out pregame prayers and crap, and everybody bought it. I'm out.
But
I'm
whose
out.
fault is that? Is that his fault? He didn't make the media show up. He didn't force them to show up. They jumped
Well,
on the train. Is that
you're gonna
Deion's
con-
fault?
it's not, but you're going to continue to see a theme, when we get into the Cowboys, it's going to be the same thing. It's the people's fault, right? You should go someplace because you go to Target because they got toilet paper. Stop going to Target if they don't have toilet paper. But nope, Cowboys fans and Prime supporters just keep going back to the well, buying the hype, clipping their coupons, and nothing shows up ever.
I mean, look, his job is to win football games, is it not? His
And
job
he
is to
didn't.
sell a program. Oh, he didn't? I mean, they won one
No.
game. They won 4.
I mean, I may have argued with people every weekend about how much money he brought to Boulder and how much more relevant they're going to be, and once they get these linemen they need, that's not what we ask. How many football games did he win?
Okay, he won 4. They won 1 the year before. Is that not progress?
That is progress. If I turned
Okay.
over an entire roster and stole 4 and 5 star recruits and won 4 games, people would say I was a freaking
First of all,
fraud.
he didn't steal. Like, you act like he stole 45-star recruits. I think he got 2. I go, let's not go crazy with how
No,
many guys that he stole from somebody else.
my freaking son let me know every week he flipped this recruit from this week, from this school. He's flipping people. He's flipping it. Well, he's going to be flipping
Okay.
burgers if that's all he can coach.
I mean, well, first of all, we're not saying that Dion is the biggest X and O guy. That would be the problem that I got. Everybody has these expectations on Dion. His job is to sell the program and get the best kids in as possible to try and win football games. You ask the people in Colorado, what do you think they believe? Do you think that he made a difference there? Absolutely.
you, you believe he's making the best program and he's getting the best kids? Like
Well,
early
I mean,
year, what was Hunter for Heisman? Was he Heisman quality talent? No, never was. His goal is not to sell BS. That's the only thing he did well last year.
but he didn't sell BS. They won football games. I mean, they won more
Four.
than what they won the year before. That's the goal. I
They
mean, are
they
we
got their
having these
head.
outlandish expectations of Dion that he has to go from one win to the national championship? Is that what we're saying?
I think you got to go 500. I think you got to
Why?
go 500, or you're a bad coach.
So if you take a team that's absolutely horrendous, and let's just say what it is,
Good.
Colorado had 80% of the kids that were at that school the year before he got there should have never been at Colorado to begin with. They should have never
We
had a
say
scholarship
we say that, but the
or
one
what?
remaining
Well, they
starter
won one
was a
football
dog.
game. They won one football
Yeah, but
game.
the one remaining starter was a flat out dog. That safety they had was a beast. So
Okay.
I don't know if it was turnover the whole roster. I don't know if that was part of the hype. Maybe
Well,
some of the kids could play. They just didn't have the Twitter fingers that he needed.
well, first of all, I would say if kids were afraid to compete because he came in and said, "I'm bringing my Louis," and they were afraid to compete
Ah,
because of what some coach said, then he didn't want him anyway. I mean,
hold on,
let me
we got
just
some
ask
guy in the
you:
comment
Would
talking
you
about
want a guy? Would you want a guy that got ran out of there by some words just because the coach
no,
challenged you?
no,
Okay,
right,
then.
no, no.
So that's
Hopefully
what we're
a
talking
kid doesn't
about.
have the heart. But we got Jason in the comments talking about he drew more attention to that program than ever. So he
Okay.
forgets, Cordell Stewart, Rashawn Salam. Ever is a strong word there, Jason. I mean,
Well, I don't.
he brought them back to relevance, but not more attention than ever.
Okay, here's an example. When was the last time that you stayed up till 2:30 in the morning and watched anything? But you did stay up
You're
till
absolutely right.
2:30 to watch Colorado beat Colorado State. Why did you do that?
Well, to answer your first question, at 2:30, if I am watching anything, it's not something I want to share in a public setting here. But the other part of that is you're absolutely right. I dozed off, came back. I did watch Colorado, so absolutely.
There you go. That's it. You got to sell the
Okay.
program. I mean, Dion
Okay.
did what he was trying to
Won't
do.
watch it again.
He did what he was trying to do. He's trying to
Look at
build
these
a
bags.
program,
Look at
and
these bags.
he's
I'll
and
never
he's
get
done
that
it with
sleep back.
and you may not. You may not get the sleep back. But the
Okay.
bottom line is Deion Sanders did what he set out to do. And that was
Okay.
build a culture, build a program, try to progress from what they were. He made the college, the city, the town, everything a ton of money. And now this year he can go win some football games. Now I will say if they win 4 football games this year, then it's not working. I'll be the first
Okay.
person to say it. But you can't tell me that
What's the
after
over
going,
under then?
what's the over under? Oh, I think they
T-
win 8 games at
Over
least
under.
this year.
So
I think they
when
win at
is it
least
a
8 games this year. Uh-oh. Technical difficulties already on the first show. But that's the
well?
problem when you
There you
deal
go.
with people like Chris Claiborne.
I got you.
That is the issue.
Yeah, I get it.
Technical difficulties already.
I don't know where I went.
I don't know where you went
I can
either.
hear you. I don't know where I went on the video.
Unbelievable. See, people, but
No.
this is probably good. This is probably nobody wanted to see you anyway. They wanted to see me, and that's the problem. You know, I mean, you know, and basically, I think what really happened is everybody tuned in, and they clicked on whatever they can click on and just said, you know what? We're done with Chris. We're done with his nonsense about Dion. We don't need that. We need more Big B. He's right. And I think the world has spoken. I think the world has just spoken. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm throwing that out there into the world. You may get out and try to come back in. That might be the best thing to do. But I think the world has spoken. Yeah, exactly. And I'm bringing it up on the screen. CC had to duck out after ridiculous comments. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. I mean, but I think the best thing is you probably just need to just jump out and try to jump back in and it'll be all right. We'll bring you back in. Well, I think that's part of it. You can't have an iPhone 2 and try to use that and be in here. I think that's part of the problem. When you're using an iPhone 2, just get out and come back in. Just get out. Evening Christmas. Unbelievable. See, people, I apologize already. Show number one. I tried to get this man to get a new phone, I don't know, for a year. His wife tried to get him to get a new phone for a year. His children tried to get him a new phone for a year, but the man is running around with the iPhone 2. How do you even function with an iPhone 2? You can't even trade it in. They won't even take it. They won't even let you turn in an iPhone 2 anymore, people. This is what I deal with on a day to day basis. Here's this right here. My man Ashford, I know, an AV guy, a guy that does AV for a living, can't get a phone that works. Unbelievable, people. Unbelievable. This is the problem. This is the problem. My man Davy Gill jumping in. The Cricket Wireless plan. Yes. Yes, Davy Gill. That's what happens. When you're on Cricket, this is what happens. Oh my goodness. And everybody's just gonna let them have it. And we're gonna bring up everything. Everything. Oh, look, he might be trying to come back. Does anyone know an AV guy? Yes. Just let him have it. Told all this is from his own son. Told all my friends to tune in, and now he disappeared. Ridiculous. You know?
Like that he's
Yeah,
on Boost Mobile right now.
yes. Oh, there's our man Yuva. He's on Boost Mobile. See, this is the problem.
Hey, but save a buck when you can. I don't
Okay,
know. I'm frozen up again, aren't I?
you're
What's
frozen
going
up
on?
again. It's just bad. It's just bad for
You,
business, people. That's what it is. It's bad for business. Can't
I don't
handle
know.
it.
I'm rolling on my camera though. I look great.
Guys are can't handle it. Just can't handle
How's
the truth. There we go, people. We know. We
pissing
know.
his leg?
There you go. He's
B,
on the
you got me on the
BlackBerry. You're
audio or not?
still on the BlackBerry. You're still on the BlackBerry. Jiminy Christmas. Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, the production budget took a hit. B, you have me on the audio or no?
Yeah, you're on the audio. It's the Wi-Fi. You're in and out. You're frozen up.
Oh,
Mm, mm.
the Wi-Fi. There's nothing wrong with the Wi-Fi here.
Well, apparently there is, my man. Apparently there is. I can't help you. We got audio though. The audio is great.
We got
The audio is great. But again,
oh,
when you're using a flip phone from 1997, this is the problem that you run into. This is the
that's
problem
it.
that you run
I'm back
into.
hard next week. iPhone 17 next week. I'm coming back hard.
Ooh, look at April H. Look who she blames. I blame Graham Graham. Mm,
Exactly.
the Graham
Up
Graham
there
taking
up
strays.
there
That's
streaming
not
something she
right.
shouldn't.
Graham Graham. That could
That
be
is
it.
not right at all.
That's not right. That Graham Graham has to take strays for this. But we're gonna move on, man.
I'm jumping out one more time.
Okay,
I'm
jump
jumping
out.
out one more time. I'll be back.
It's so frustrating when you deal with people on a daily basis that just so disappointing. An AV guy that can't get his Wi-Fi correct. Mm, mm, mm. But we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. Woo-hoo! A face for radio. I mean, the hits just keep on coming. That's what happens, Claybon. That's what happens. Mm, mm, mm. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Nobody wants to see that face anyway. Jiminy Christmas. The strays that he is catching. But that's what you get. That is what you get. Uh, uh. Hey, can you cut off his audio or his video? No, we can't do that. We need him back. We need him back. As soon as he can get back, he's coming back. Hopefully. Hopefully. What is going on, Ryan? We got technical difficulties, Ryan, from my partner here. I don't know what he's doing. He's an AV guy and he can't get his Wi-Fi correct, but he'll be back. He'll be back. Basically, he was losing the argument about Dion. I think Dion's doing a great job. I think he's got to start winning some games. But the problem is he was losing the argument. He's getting smacked around. He's coming up with every excuse under the sun. Now all of a sudden his Wi-Fi goes out. Really? Really? Mm, mm, mm. But that's
Am I
the
back?
problem. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Let's see here.
Am I back? Am I still moving around?
You
Uh,
can't
all
handle, you
right.
can't invite some people on the podcast. That's basically what it is. You just can't. You can't. So it is what it is. Are you back now?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, you're
I'm back.
back,
100%.
ready to be slaughtered again.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Okay. So let's move on. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. Because I figure I won
Sorry
that.
about
And I
that.
think everybody agrees that I won that Dion is doing a good job. Just
There's a
got to win a
lot of
couple more
prime
games.
meat riding. There was some there was prime meat riding. You're right.
Oh, gee, many Christmas. Look, I get it. And first of all, for anybody that's 25 years or under and all your son and all his friends, don't blame me or don't accuse me of glazing. Okay, Dion. Okay, don't accuse me of that. That's not what's happening here. That's not what's happening. It is just all I'm doing is just spitting
You
out facts. Just spitting facts.
well, I think we need a lot more spitting out of facts and not just swallowing what Dion is putting
Oh
down our
my,
throats whole hog.
unbelievable, unbelievable. First of all, pause.
Oh, I
Okay,
mean, hey,
okay,
pause.
pause. Gee, many Christmas. Let's move on. Cat Williams. So, did he go
Okay.
too far with what he was saying, with what he did? I'm under the impression that I think a lot of it. First of all, he's a good storyteller. There was some truth to some of it, but some of it was made up, which is why it got the views that it did. I think he may have gone a little bit too far, man. What do you think?
Absolutely. I think the only part far is it, well, I guess not the only part, but he sprinkled in truth with fiction too often. And it was for self gain. Everybody was hung up on the facts that he told, but they were just completely glazing over the fact he was lying on a lot of it. And a lot of it was for self gain. A lot of it was just flat out hating, flat out jealousy. If he could be worth $400 million like Kevin Hart, he would be. That's all I'd say.
No, well, you're right about that. That's the first thing is that you know about money and people that have money. They never talk about how much money they have. And when he came out, well, they don't believe my net worth. I had that on me. I'm like, hold on a second, man. People aren't talking about
Right.
having all this money. People that have money don't have to say anything. They just have it. It just is what it is. They're not out there bragging about how much money they have. That's the first thing I knew was like, this dude is full of shit. Okay. Now I like Cat Williams. I
Right.
think he's hilarious. I think he's absolutely hilarious. But you notice the people that he didn't go after. It was, and me and you have talked about it. It was all the people that are better comedians than he is. He didn't say anything about them.
Yeah. Wait, I got a comment from Buddy on here. Comedians have been hating for years. Yeah, there's a whole difference in hating and trying to be funnier in a friendly competition. That's like, battle rappers and everything like that. When you start lying on somebody, start lying on their money, or start, talking about the opportunity they took, that's where I went a little too far. You're playing this high road that I would never have taken this role and set people back. But you said about 5 or 6 black people's career back, and then what about the 15-year-old you're fighting on the playground? Stop telling me that you're
Yes.
taking the high road, Michelle
Yes.
Obama.
Exactly. I mean, and that's the problem that I got with a lot of that is just the hypocrisy of it all. And don't tell me that you don't want to be where Kevin Hart is. Stop lying and saying that they had to do all these things or what he said about Ludacris. And I'm like, oh my God. And then it's just, to me, it's just stupidity. It's just stupidity. And it can be his truth. If that's what he wants to believe and that's what makes him get through life better, is by
Right.
coming out and saying all this stuff, then okay, that's fine. But when you're going around, and again, he didn't care about anybody's career that he hurt. It was only that he thought that somebody else may have done somebody wrong in his eyes, even though he didn't necessarily know the truth.
Right. Right. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm the when you look at his net worth, and he tried to disparage that, but he's not making money like they are. On some
And here we are again. Here we are again. Unbelievable. Well, that's what happens sometimes when you say the wrong thing, they just cut you off. I mean, the Wi-Fi, got to get it fixed. Got to get out of the flip phone from 1997, Claybon. It's unbelievable. Your iPhone 2 is not going to work. And if it really is your Wi-Fi in your media room and you're an AV guy, I'm going to make fun of you. And I hope everybody in here makes fun of you forever. Literally forever. Unbelievable that we can't get the AV guy. The AV guy can't get his Wi-Fi to work correctly. Mm, mm, mm. But anyway, let's go. Davy Gill says, "Nah, Katt was spitting fat." Nah, I don't think he was. I don't think he was. I think that, I mean, some of it was true. You can't deny that some of it was true, because some of it was, but some of it was made up, and we know it was made up. We know it was made up. But again, Katt's a good storyteller. And then if he did not attack any comedian that people perceive to be better than him, like, I don't think Kevin Hart is funnier than him. I think Kevin Hart is a better movie star in the roles that he plays in movies. Katt Williams could never do that. Or like Katt Williams saying that the first 5 years, all the movies that Kevin Hart was in, they were on his desk first. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. No, they weren't. He can't play and pull off those type of roles. Is that what we're trying to believe here? Come on. Stop that. Stop that. And again, I 1000% believe that Katt Williams is a better comedian. I mean, just a stand-up comedian. Kevin Hart's okay. He's an actor. He's a much better actor. And when people write his jokes for a movie, he's better at doing that. Katt Williams can't pull that off. He just can't. It just is facts. It is what it is. It is what it is. So that's partly the going too far as what I believe with Katt Williams and what's going on. So, mm, mm, mm. Hopefully we can get the AV guy back here soon. Hopefully we can get him back here soon, because I was crushing him. Even though we agreed on that, I was crushing him, and that's what this is all going to be about. So hopefully we can make it. We can make it work. Oh, he might be back. Are you back now?
I'm back. Back. Went to the
No, he's
substitute
not.
phone. Let's see what we're doing now.
You
I
got
am
a
back.
you got a new phone?
Wait, don't worry about that. I got a backup phone. How am I doing?
It's much better. It's much better. I
The
mean,
audio is. The video still looks like it sucks, but it's
I
okay.
mean, I mean, we can figure that out. But again, it just we got to get off the BlackBerry from 1997. We got to get off the BlackBerry.
You know what? Yuva's gonna catch these hands. You know
No,
what I'm
he's not.
saying?
No, he's
For
not.
yeah, he is.
No,
Yeah,
no,
he
it's
is.
not. Keep going, Yuva. Don't stop. Do not stop. Don't even slow down in the chat, brother. Don't even slow down. Just let
Frame rate of
him
60,
have it.
60 per day. I see it. Burner phone. I don't know who Ryan Elledge is, but he's on me.
Ryan
It's the
Elledge is a
work
great
phone.
man. Ryan Elledge is a man's man. He knows. He gets it. He gets it.
Okay.
He gets it.
Okay.
Um. So anyway, we were just basically talking about Katt Williams. I finished it. I cleaned it up for you, as
I
always.
appreciate it.
That's what I do.
I
That's what
mean,
I do.
Essentially, if he'd have taken down anybody who wasn't black, hadn't taken the high road about the wearing a dress thing, I'd have been behind him. But he went too far. I hope you cleaned it up for me.
Yeah, that's what I basically said. And I went par with the Lion. He didn't attack anybody that was a better comedian. He lied about
Right,
saying that Kevin Hart, all the first 5 year of Kevin Hart's movies were on his desk first. Absolutely
right,
not. That didn't
right,
happen. So it
right.
kind of is what it is at this point, man. It is what it is. Let's move on.
Yep.
Let's talk about
Okay.
something fun,
All
something
right,
real fun. How'd them Dallas Cowboys do the other night? How
man,
did that go?
man. I got a work chat. I couldn't have had more fun by just not saying anything. They
Oh,
still believe. They still believe. It's about that time, B, for them to believe they're going to win it next year. They're already going to start saying next year is their year. And here's my only thing about the Cowboys, right? The fans are the problem. You keep going and buying that lackluster product, and he's going to keep selling it to you. That's all
yeah,
I'm saying.
I 100% believe it. I've said this on several podcasts, not only today, but throughout the last month. I've been saying the same thing because, of course, my Steelers are mired in this. Mediocrity is the death of your franchise.
Dak,
Mediocrity is 1,000% the death of your franchise.
I believe it. And Dak is a mid pack, like I've told everybody, quarterback. Buddy is on here saying Dak's not a winner. Dak is a winner. Dak is a middle of the pack, top 15 quarterback. That's mediocrity. Jerry
Yes,
Jones is the issue, but the fans keep feeding Jerry. Please stop. If Jerry didn't have anybody in that stadium and didn't have the primetime games and America's team, he would have changed it.
he
He
would have.
would have.
It's
But
never going to
the
happen.
fans are the problem.
That's right. It's never going to happen. Every
And
fan that has season tickets right this very second could say, I'm not renewing, and they would be sold out the very next year. That's how that.
and hell no to Allie on there saying Bill Belichick's going to Dallas. I'm sorry. I don't know if you saw that
No,
one, Big
yeah,
B.
I
You
did.
know,
We're going to make fun of Allie
yeah,
real
hell
quick.
no.
Allie, stop that. Stop saying that stuff. Why? Why
Yeah,
would? Why would
no,
Bill Belichick
absolutely not.
go and be part of that? Have his owner come out after every football
Yeah,
game critiquing his performance. Bill Belichick's not going to put himself through that.
right.
He's not going to do that. Now, I guess if they give him a big enough paycheck, then yeah, maybe he will. I don't know, but I don't see that happening.
Oh, I see my videos freezing up again. I'm getting a little skeptic.
Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. First show quirks. First show quirks. We'll get it figured out, people. Eventually, he will get a phone from this millennium. I don't know when, but hopefully he will. No, buddy, Belichick is not going to go to Dallas. He's not going to go to Dallas. No way, no how. No way, no how. One of Belichick's biggest points, no way Bill Belichick can win. No, he can't, Ryan. You're exactly right. There's no way he's going to do that. There's no way. Suzanne Claiborne, who used to be a friend of mine, but she's turned on me. I don't know why, but she's turned on me. It's like he wants to fail. Yes. It's like he wants to fail. He's begging to fail. How can how can an AV guy not have his media room synced up with good Wi-Fi, people? I think that's why we should change this whole episode about Chris's Wi-Fi and why this doesn't work. How the guy that sells millions of dollars in AV equipment, how he can't get his own Wi-Fi in his own house to work. It's unbelievable. Buddy Claiborne, hide in shame, my man. Hide in shame. Change your name from Buddy Claiborne to just to something else. Don't claim him. Don't do it. It's bad. It's just bad. Unbelievable. This is a good point. My man, Living Water. Forbes is still listing them as the most valuable franchise in sports. I don't understand it, but their fans are still buying it. They're going to keep buying it too. That's exactly what happens. They're going to keep going to Cowboys games. They're going to keep buying the merchandise. They're going to keep doing everything, showing up week after week after week, no matter what. And this is exactly what's going to happen. They're just, I mean, here's the thing about owners, NFL owners. Jerry Jones really doesn't care, and owners really don't care if the teams are good. Now, They say they want to win, and there's some that say they want to win, and I'm sure they're happy winning. But they're all businessmen first. They want to make a dollar. And if they happen to win in that process, okay. But Jerry Jones is like, yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll win. Maybe we won't. We say we're going to win. We keep winning all these games in the regular season to suck everybody in. But when playoff comes, we've got guys on our team that just aren't capable of putting it together. That, my feel, is what Jerry Jones does. That's what Jerry Jones does. Sad today, but JJ will have to pass away before it changes. Yeah, that's right. April H., it's actually sad to say. I don't know who the hell your husband is, but let's learn to spell. If you're going to come up on the big screen, you're going to have to learn to spell. And I'm going to leave this up here just so you can say, learn, sad to say, not sad today. Proofreading is fundamental. Whoever the hell your husband is, I don't know who he is, but he needs to. I'm not even going to say what he needs to do. I'll just leave it at that because he'll get himself in trouble. I know who he is. He's a man's man, but we'll leave him. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Either way, yeah, that's the problem with Jerry Jones, man. That's the problem with Jerry Jones is he just can't. He knows his team isn't good enough to win, but as long as he's still making the money, it is what it is. Plus, he's in charge, and he's not going to stop being in charge. So that's the problem. He's not going to stop being in charge of the team,
And I got a new phone, man. I'm back on and I got a new phone.
Got
Look at
it.
the video.
Graham's phone.
I had to go do something else, man. I'm on a new phone. I had to pair the headphones, you know. So I'm back. I'm sorry.
Thank
And
you.
I missed my favorite part.
You did miss it, and we're going. But I think we covered it. The Cowboys are kind of what they are. It is what
Okay.
it is.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it. You're all good. So the next topic with the NFL playoffs. Look, I'm a diehard Steeler fan, and I just think it's time that Mike Tomlin is just. We got to move on. We got to move on. I'm done. I just said it. Mediocrity is the
I
death
disagree
of
with
the
this
franchise.
take. He's not the mediocre part in Pittsburgh.
Tell me,
Tomlin is great.
I didn't say he wasn't great. But Tomlin's way of winning football games is playing outstanding defense,
Right.
playing good special teams,
Right.
trying to play a little bit of offense and win every game 17-14. You cannot do that in today's NFL.
But I will tell you that works in the playoffs. Every year he plays good playoff football.
Really?
Are we trying to sell tickets? Are you back on the Dion type hype? Are you trying to win ball games? The guy hasn't missed the playoffs.
Okay. I'm
He hasn't.
glad you said that
He
because the
hasn't.
last 7 years they haven't won a playoff game.
He hasn't missed the.
Interesting.
He hasn't missed the playoffs in how many years?
Well, they've been the last 7 years they've been 5 times and haven't won once. So
Okay.
tell me again about how good they have been in the playoffs.
Well, we all know it takes a top 10 quarterback talent. They have not had that in those 7 years. So I don't know
Okay.
what you expect them to do. The rules, the league, it's built for quarterback play. Get the man a top tier quarterback. He can
Well,
assemble everything else. He's replaced great talent after great talent departing there, and they haven't missed a beat. They
okay.
lost a they lost a wideout. They got 17, 18 targets a game. Passing game didn't get any worse. That guy turned out to be insane. That Le'Veon set out on him. Run game got better by committee. I'm sorry, Tomlin isn't the problem. So
Yeah, Tomlin's the problem. Tomlin's the problem. Here's the reason why. Tomlin wants to be in control of everything. If you want a new quarterback, go get you a quarterback. Instead, what did he do? He decided to draft Baby Hands Pickett.
right.
Anybody that signs off on drafting Baby Hands Pickett is not fit to be my Steelers quarterback. That's
So
number one.
Steeler Nation was okay with him not taking a quarterback that year and playing Rudolph, or what was the other kid they had?
Mitchell Trubisky.
Yes,
What difference
trash.
did it make? We didn't
Trubisky
make the
got the first two
playoffs.
letters. Trash. Buddy
Okay.
says they need to take Michael Penix Jr.
No, they
I
don't.
don't know.
Michael
I,
Penix Jr. is a stat merchant. Isn't that what all the kids say? He's a stat merchant.
so when I said empty stats early on, you said that's not a thing. Now the kids say stat merchant, and you're out here meat riding the kids.
But
Mike.
you don't use it correctly. You
It,
say stat. For instance, You said Shadur Sanders, the first game of the year against TCU had empty stats. That his stats were empty. The man threw for over 400 yards, and they needed every single yard to win. That's not an empty stat. An empty stat is what Dak did on Sunday.
And
Threw
it,
for
oh
over 400 yards, and they were getting their
yeah,
brains beat in.
100%. Actually, Dak's entire regular season is all empty stats. These guys at work throw up. Look at it. Look at where he is QBR. Look at where he is. I'm like, okay, great. He's either always playing from behind or playing absolutely bum teams. It's all empty stats. If you're not ending in W's, it's empty.
Well, they won 12 games. So it's not like they played,
Okay.
I mean, they
And
needed those to win. They just can't win the big game.
I
Like
think you
when it
take
comes to
his
the playoffs, you can't do it.
take his stats from the games they were getting their head beat in, and you're taking out 400 yards a game. So
Well, maybe. I mean, but he played well in some of the games that they won, especially that Eagles game. But turns out the Eagles weren't shit. I mean, the
yeah,
Eagles were
yeah,
absolute garbage.
that
I
was
mean,
a
the last
fraud
6 weeks
fraud
of the
waiting to be
season.
uncovered. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
my God! You talk
Yeah.
about the fraud of the week. If the Cowboys weren't the fraud of the year, which they are, the Eagles are right there next to them.
Hold on. Hold
Unbelievable.
on. Kaiser, you are completely out of pocket, all right?
What
I
happened?
know Kaiser's on some absolute BS. I caught it myself. You could have let it go and not put it in the comments.
No, we're gonna
Now,
do it. We're gonna do it
no,
every
that
time.
doesn't need to. Yeah,
We're gonna do it every time.
that's
It's
not definitely.
unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable. No, Rutledge is right. They find wide receiver talent, but I don't think Penix is the right guy. And as far as getting Pickens the ball, buddy, I'm trying to keep up with these crazy comments. Pickens got a whole bunch of quit in him, and somebody needs to talk about it. He got a
Well,
whole bunch of quit in him.
the problem with Pickens is Pickens thinks he's a top 5 receiver in the league, and he's not. And he
No,
acts like he's a top 5 receiver in the league, and he's not. Throw
yeah,
up some top 5 receiver numbers, and I know what people will say, and he might even say, "Well, they don't give me the ball enough." Well, be a better route runner. Do all
yeah,
those things. I get it. That the quarterback play is mediocre at best in Pittsburgh, which again is Mike Tomlin's fault. But it is what it is. But like
yeah.
I said, getting back to Tomlin, he can't be it's if you can get rid of Andy Reid in Philly, if you can get rid of Bill Belichick in New England, you're telling me you can't get rid of Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh?
I think when they got rid of Andy Reid, they had surrounded him with the right amount of talent. Talent had come and gone. I don't think Tomlin has had the right talent. I don't think you can justify that.
He had a
I don't
Hall of
think
Fame quarterback for 15 of the years that he coached.
he hasn't had a Hall of Fame quarterback since half the people in our comments were out of diapers.
I mean, and Big Ben has only been retired for 2 years. In a Hall of Fame quarterback for 15 of his 17 years, he had that.
Eh,
He had
Wait a
that.
minute. You're saying he was solid all the way till the last two?
Well, I'm not saying he was solid. He's better than what they got right now.
I
I'm telling
see.
you right now, if Big Ben was the quarterback of the Steelers today, they'd have won at least 12 games this year. At
Also,
least.
I see some people I need to shout out. Shout out American Tees. They do a lot of Big B merchandise.
They
I
do.
see Josh over there. So when you guys are going to see some shirts and some things, none of the quotes that Kaiser put on there are going to be there, but you'll be able to get some of the swag later on. Uh,
But the bottom
but
line is, look, Mike Tomlin is what he is. I think he's a great coach. I don't think the Steelers should fire him. I think
right,
the Steelers should trade him, since that, I guess, is a thing that you can trade coaches. I think they should just trade him. You'll get a draft pick for Mike Tomlin. Somebody will give you a good one for
right.
Mike Tomlin. Like, you don't think like Atlanta would give you a 3rd-round pick for Mike Tomlin? Of course they would. Of course they would.
Why would he go there? It's been 4 years rebuilding there.
But Atlanta's not that far away. If Atlanta had decent quarterback play, they'd have won their division by at least 2 games this year.
Decent quarterback play, which turns out to be the hardest thing to find in the NFL. Am I right?
It is,
Decent quarterback play. There's two.
but
There's
not.
two of them.
Well, I mean, there's more than 2 quarterbacks. Let's stop the madness. First of all, I
One
know
of
what
them's
you're going
hurt.
to say.
One of them's hurt.
Josh Allen isn't any good, correct?
Absolute hot garbage.
I just I can't please tell these people why Josh Allen isn't any good so they can all get in here and laugh. Please
I'm
tell
gonna
me.
tell you. I'm gonna tell you. Give him some dreads and some better end zone dances. And Josh Allen is Cam Newton. I'm bigger, stronger, and faster than everybody else, but I never learned to throw the ball on time into the right place. It's like if you're recruiting or drafting in a vacuum. If there's nobody else on the field, give me Josh Allen, built like no other. I love it. But man, when it comes down to it, the guy throws the ball late in the zone. He can't read the zone. He's got that lost in headlights look in his eye. Yes, pull it down and take off running. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. And it's worked this, what is it? This is seventh year? Sixth year?
Yeah, 6 year.
Okay. How well has it worked? Put up a bunch
Well,
of
I
freaking
mean,
empty
just because
stats.
they didn't win a Super Bowl doesn't mean that it didn't work, right? I mean, we're not
Uh,
going that route, are we?
Hold on. Who's Davy Gill talking about we'll take Tomlin in Tampa?
Davy Gill is Jeffersonville High School legend. Let's keep our
Okay.
comments to ourselves about
Okay.
Davy Gill. Okay, he's a
Okay.
Jeffersonville High School legend. We'll just
Yeah.
leave it at that.
I only know three people from Jeffersonville High, and it doesn't seem like they teach anything there, especially football. So I'm going to let that comment go.
Mm, mm, Davy, don't listen to him. We're not listening to that nonsense. Either way, bottom line is that Mike or Josh Allen is a great quarterback. There's
Great.
no if,
Great.
ands, or but great quarterback. You don't
There's
have to
there's
win a Super Bowl to be classified as great.
I
I think you would
I
agree.
I will hear your point if you just tell me what a quarterback is. What are some values you have on a modern quarterback? Please go ahead.
Availability, that's number one.
Oh, okay, that's great. That's Tua.
So,
Tua's out. Okay.
okay, no, I'm just saying being available because the
Okay.
quarterbacks always miss games. Josh Allen doesn't miss any.
He
That would
doesn't.
be number one. Have
Okay.
a great arm. He's got that. You know,
Okay.
you say he doesn't throw the ball on time. I would say Stephon Diggs says that he does throw the ball on time. They just don't have any other great receivers to go with Diggs.
Well,
It's
I think
Diggs and then nothing on the other side.
okay.
The next best receiver is a tight end.
I think that April's on the chat here, and you remember Davis went what 4 catches for 250 against Kansas City, 3 years ago in the playoff game. So
But then he
they
didn't
don't
have
have.
another catch for like 6 weeks.
That doesn't mean he's bad. That may mean Josh is bad. Every tight end they have gets off. Kincaid, Knox, the other kid I can't think of his name that
Why
probably
do they?
starts with.
Why does that happen?
Yeah,
Not Josh
but
Allen.
not Josh Allen. Well, okay, come on, look, come on now. I mean, we're giving him credit for that now. That's like Patty Mahomes getting all the credit for these little 8 yard jug routes that Kelsey's running. Come on
And
now.
I know Patrick Mahomes is not any good either. Correct?
No, he
It's
is
all
very
Andy
good.
Reid.
It's Patrick Mahomes is fantastic, but somebody needs to give him a wake up call and say, look, throw the ball on time down the field like a big kid, or else you're going to be the next Josh Allen.
So, wait a minute. Wait. So now Mahomes, who throws the ball on time and receivers are just dropping the football. Now all of a sudden that's Mahomes' fault?
He has thrown the ball on time. He is not. This year, he has not played well either. I'm tired of hearing just the wide receiver drop thing. Yes, they've dropped a lot of balls. But if I'm catching the ball from Patrick Mahomes, I expect it to be on the money, not on my hip. If it should be out in front of me, anything not over my head. He missed the deep ball against the Bengals, second to last game of the season. He missed it by 5 yards, wide open. Nobody
Okay.
says anything about that. They only talk about the drop.
So quarterback play
Hmm?
bad, Mahomes
Terrible.
bad, Josh
Nope.
Allen bad.
Okay.
Who is good? I mean, well, let's just leave it at this. In the playoffs currently, the quarterbacks that are left, because I think all of them were drafted in the first round except for Purdy. Is
I,
anybody good?
I'm not saying they're not good. I don't want to go out on a ridiculous take, but I'm saying that we are rewarding extending plays and bad quarterback play to an all time high level, is what I'm trying to say. These guys are good.
Mm,
Josh Allen has all of the tools, but you said a big arm. Well, I mean, I know a
that
lot of Hall of
matters.
Famers, a lot of Hall of Famers don't have a big arm. They throw it on time and they throw it
Okay.
with touch,
Well, they
right?
have to throw it on time because they don't have a big arm.
Right. But if I throw it late because I have a big arm, I don't know if
The
that's
ball
the
still
right
gets
call.
there.
Yeah.
But,
No,
but
it
we were
doesn't get
watching the
there.
games the other day. Unbelievable throws that Josh Allen was making. Like you said, in a cover two, and this may go over some people's head in here, in a cover
Right.
two coverage, to throw it over the middle linebacker in front of the safety is exactly what you want to do down the middle of the field.
Right.
Somehow, Chris Claiborne said that was a poor decision.
I'm sorry
And
because you got the game wrong. That was when we were watching Dallas and Dak did it. And I said they are underneath every one of his throws. And turns out they were.
I just don't get it.
Turns out they were
I
underneath
don't get
every
it.
one of his throws. some of the
Let's
guys
not
in the.
bring Dak Prescott into the good quarterback
I tell you
conversation here.
what, we got somebody saying Purdy throws a catchable ball. Now, I'm not saying he's a good quarterback, but it's a catchable ball. I'm being honest with you.
I mean, but let's take a look at who this actually is. This is our guy Mill Stevenson, who says that, who is a diehard, and I mean diehard San Francisco fan.
No, he
So
does. It's out on time. He throws. He's just out there game managing to a team with a bunch of talent, and not trying to win it by running around, waddling around like Patrick Mahomes and chunking it as far as he can. Him and Josh Allen. It's out on time. Uh oh, you got a frown on your face, Big B. What's going on?
I can't see nothing. And now it's my Wi-Fi that must be going out because I literally can't see anything on my screen.
Well, you're gonna have a tough time with me carrying this thing because I've been told that I've got ridiculous takes. You know, but I can try it. Burrow's an average QB with great weapons is insane take, Chris. That is an insane take. Joe Burrow is top two or three. Uh, obviously, if you're picking in a vacuum, you don't know your team. You're on the playground. Aaron Rodgers is QB1, Patrick Mahomes QB2, Joe Burrow QB3. So stop. And then Yuva. Let's not get into that. But yeah, so those are the three guys I think playing the position the right way right now. I think Josh Allen can learn to play the position the right way, but he's not. So, we need a GoFundMe for the Wi-Fi. It might be the production studio down there in Florida that has actually been having the problems. I'm just saying. Maybe it's not here, locally here in Dallas. When's the last time you saw cold weather affect something in Texas, like the grid? I don't know. I need some more comments. I need something to go off of here. Uh, why is QB play so bad? Well, I can get into that. Let me go on to that one. There we go again, rewarding crazy stats. He has the most touchdowns. Jason Rutledge will ride anybody that got great stats. Are they winning ball games? Are they winning ball games? But why is QB play so bad? It's bad because we are rewarding extending plays. Tom Brady, let's be honest, bunch of Super Bowls. 1, 2, 3, the ball is out. 1, 2, 3, the ball is out. Quickest release time. Peyton Manning when he didn't have an arm. Quickest release time. You know, but we're running guys running around, scrambling around. For that reason, I got your boy Lamar and Purdy in the Super Bowl. Somebody just asked me my Super Bowl picks, uh, but that's my Super Bowl pick. What do we got? Trick slide. Okay, Milford must be on that liquor talking about the trick slide. I mean, I understand the rules are there to protect the quarterback, and I thought it was kind of a chicken shit play.
Hmm. I don't know, people. We will get all of this figured out. I have no idea what just happened to my computer, and my camera just hit the fritz. Kind of ragtag operation do we have going on here? I don't know. Either way, I think I got it figured out on my end anyway. I'm sure Chris's Wi-Fi just hits fritz, so I know how that works. But we got it. I got it back. I got it back. Um, but moving on. Penny restart. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we got it all figured out, but I think we're going to shut this one down for the night, people. I promise you, next week we will be back and we will be much, much better. So I apologize for all the craziness that was going on. I apologize for all the mishaps that were going on. We will 100% be back and better than ever next week. We
I
got to
just
get
want
it,
I,
Chris.
di- I just want to point out that wasn't my fault that time. That
It was
wasn't me.
your fault. It's always your fault. So
No,
I don't know.
The
He's saying that
website
we got.
crashed.
I was trying to shut it down, but somebody said don't shut it down. So we'll keep going.
Uh,
The last topic. Let's get it going.
what is the last time? Oh, wait a minute,
Travis
Buddy
Swift
can't get out of here.
or Taylor Kelsey.
Man, I, I understand what the NFL needs a true superstar, like a world renowned superstar, and to put some eyes on. But
Yeah, that's what I figured. He's out. He's out. He's out. We're gonna shut this one down, people. We will be better next week. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. We will be better next week. I thank everybody for joining the show today. Do us a favor, like and subscribe to the page, man. Come Big B Sports Talk on YouTube. Tell somebody next week. Tell a friend to come back. Tell a friend to come back. So we will see you guys soon, man. We're out of here for this one, Chris. We're going to jump out of here, brother.
all right, my
No, it's not
bad.
your fault, man. We will be better next week, man. I will holler at you guys.
All right, love it, guys.